Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Gonzo, Boogie here again, back for another update video. It's probably been a little over a month since my last update video, so I got a lot of stuff to show here. So actually I decided I was going to split the video up kind of in two parts. In this part, I was going to show you guys the Arrow video releases that I picked up recently, the Scream Factory releases, and some of the Steelbooks that I've picked up recently, and then in the second half of this, which I'm probably going to get up sometime next week, I figured I would try to film that at the beginning of next week. I'm going to just show the DVDs and VHS tapes that I picked up, just because I have a lot to show here, and I figure if I split it up in two parts, it'll make it a little bit easier for me to do the videos. But like I said, I have some awesome stuff to show you guys in this video. I have some Scream Factories, I have some Arrow video releases, and some Steelbooks, and some of those Steelbooks are Arrow video Steelbooks, so I'm real excited to show you guys the stuff that I picked up. So I'm just going to get going here, and I'm going to start off with the one Scream Factory release that I picked up over the past month. Actually, haven't been picking up too many Scream Factory releases. There's a ton that I want to pick up. I just been focusing a lot of my attention on Arrow video releases and Steelbooks right now, so I haven't had too much money left over to pick up Scream Factory releases, but this one I had to get, and I've been wanting this one since it came out. I've been wanting this one before it came out, so I'm so glad I finally picked this up. And this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. It's one of my favorite horror movie sequels ever. It's a lot goofier and a lot weirder than the first Texas Chainsaw film, but it's still a really cool sequel. And one of the coolest things about this is actually on the flip side artwork for this. It comes with the original movie poster as the artwork, which is a parody on the Breakfast Club movie poster, which is a really cool 80s film. And I've just always loved this poster. I used to rent the VHS tape that had this poster on it back when I was younger, and I just always wanted a DVD release, either with this poster as the front artwork, as an insert artwork. So I'm so glad to see that this poster is finally getting some good use to it. So I flipped the artwork around for this one. Usually I don't flip any of my artworks around for my Scream Factory releases, but for this one I felt like I had to. Really awesome stuff here. Alright, next up here, I'm just going to start diving into these Arrow video releases here. First off here, I'm going to show you guys the ones that I showed. I got these ones off of arrowfilms.com. They were having an awesome sale on their site, and some of their releases were as cheap as $6. These were just for the UK Arrow video releases, but they were having like a half off sale. Just an awesome sale, and I picked both of these up for $10 each. So both of these are UK Arrow video releases here. I also picked up some Steelbooks off of their site too. I did a couple videos where I unboxed a couple packages from the Arrow Films website. So you guys might have seen those, but if not, these are some of the ones that I picked up, and later on I'll show you guys the Steelbooks that I ordered from their site. First off here is Dario Argento's Inferno. This is an awesome giallo, sort of a sequel to his classic Suspiria, and this one he filmed right after Suspiria too, so it kind of has that same vibe and look to it that Suspiria has. This is a really awesome movie. It's never been one of my favorite Dario Argento movies, but I've always really liked this one. This Arrow video release is really cool. Comes with some awesome artwork on the inside and a really cool booklet too. Can't go wrong with any of these Arrow video releases here. Alright, next up is the other Arrow video release that I ordered off of their website, the Arrow Films website, and this is The Exterminator. This is a early 80s violent action movie. It seems like a really cool movie. I still haven't gotten around to watching this one yet. This is a region-free Blu-ray release, so if you guys are looking to pick up some of the UK Arrow releases, but you're not sure which ones are region free and which ones are region B and stuff like that, this one is a region free release, so definitely worth checking out if you guys can pick this one up. Looks like a really cool movie. And that the Dario Argento Inferno release, that's actually a Region B release, and I don't have a Region Free player yet, but I plan to pick one up soon, so I figured I would build a little collection up. And anyway, that Arrow video sale was just so awesome that I just felt like I had to order some stuff off of their site, even if a lot of it was Region B releases. But the next stuff I'm going to show here is all like US Arrow video releases. I picked most of these up at the store FYE. I don't know if you guys have one of those around your area. They have CDs and DVDs and all that good stuff. I picked most of these up there. So first off here we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Miss Osborne. This is some sort of a adaptation of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde book. I thought this was pretty good. I've seen better Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde movies, but this is kind of like a weird, artsy 80s version of it. I think this might have been a French film or some sort of foreign movie, so it was kind of weird, and a lot of weird stuff going on in it, but I somewhat enjoyed this movie, and I thought it was pretty good. I would recommend this one. Anybody trying to build up their Arrow video collection a little bit, that one was pretty good. Next up here is Giallo, I think. I still haven't gotten around to watching this one. This is called Your Vice is a Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key. This was part of like a Black Cat box set thing. I think this is also an adaptation of the Edgar Allan Poe story, The Black Cat, in some way. Like I said, I still haven't gotten around to watching this one, but I did check out the Lucio Fulci Black Cat movie. I also picked that Arrow video release up a few months ago, but I've already watched that one. I already showed that in one of my update videos a couple months ago. That one's alright. I mentioned in that video that I thought that was kind of a slow-paced, boring movie. Not one of my favorite Lucio Fulci movies, but it was still pretty good. Can't go wrong with the Italian horror stuff. Okay, so next up for Arrow releases, this is The Zero Boys. This was a really awesome movie. This was kind of sort of like an action movie and a horror movie, but it was kind of about these group of these like kids. They kind of do paintball in the woods, and they do all that sort of stuff, you know, driving trucks around the woods, you know, shooting off paintball guns and all that fun stuff. And they end up coming upon this house. They think it's abandoned, or they at least think nobody's home at the time. So they go inside and they start to, like, you know, have a party and drink some alcohol and all that good stuff. And actually the house is, like, owned by these two crazy hillbilly dudes. So it's kind of like a slasher movie mixed with, like, an action movie in a way. I thought this was really good. This was a really, really fun movie. It has the actress from Night of the Comet. I forget her name. But this was a really, really fun 80s movie. Like I said, out of everything, this was mostly a slasher movie, but it had a couple different genres mixed in within it too. Just really fun stuff here. Alright, and then another Arrow video release here. This is Black Mama, White Mama. And this is a blaxploitation film. This is also, I think, a women in prison film. This is just a 70s exploitation film. Saw this one at FYE. It was one of the cheaper Arrow video releases, so I decided I would pick it up and check it out. I like checking out the 70s exploitation films every once in a while. I don't have too many in my collection, but I'm glad to add any Arrow video release into my collection. I actually flipped the artwork on this one because I thought the reverse side artwork was a lot better than the original artwork, which I'll try to show you guys that if I can. This is what the original artwork looked like, which was pretty cool too. But just the flip side artwork kind of reminded me of like an old big boxed VHS tape you would get in the 80s. And I just thought that looked awesome because that's kind of what Arrow video releases remind me of, kind of those old big boxed VHS tapes. But like I had to flip the artwork on this one. I didn't get around to checking this one out yet, but it's got Pam Grier in it, so I'm sure this is probably a cool movie. And I heard on the back I was reading, it said that Quentin Tarantino sampled some of the music from this movie in Kill Bill, and Kill Bill is one of my favorite movies ever, so really looking forward to checking this one out and seeing if I can spot out some of the music that Tarantino sampled or used in Kill Bill. It's really good stuff here. Then this is last for the Arrow video releases that aren't steelbooks, but this is actually a box set. Really excited that I was able to pick this one up at a really good price. This is the Society box set. Pretty sure this is out of print now and kind of expensive. Last time I checked eBay, it's going for like 80 bucks or more than that. I'm sure you can probably find a few people selling it cheaper than that. But I actually lucked out. I went to an FYE that was sort of nearby me. It's an FYE I don't go to all the time, but me and my friends drove down to it. It's a little bit out of the way. And when we got there was like a whole stack of these Society box sets. They had like 3 of them on the shelf, and then they had like 4 of them stacked in the ground. So all 3 of us picked one up. And just an awesome movie and a really awesome box set. Really cool stuff here. This is actually the only Arrow video box set I have in my collection right now. They're a little bit pricey, so I can't pick them up as often as I can grab a regular Arrow video release. And when I'm picking up a pricier Arrow video release, usually I'll try to pick up a steelbook because I'm still obsessed with collecting steelbooks right now. But I'm glad to pick this one up, and I'm definitely going to be picking up some more Arrow video box sets one of these days. Alright, so next I'm going to show you guys all the steelbooks that I picked up recently. I have some awesome stuff to show you guys here, but I'm going to start off with the Arrow video steelbooks. Figured that would be a good transition into the steelbooks. So first off here, and if you guys saw my 2 unboxing videos that I posted up last week, I already showed both of these, actually all 3 of these off in those videos. I ordered all 3 of these off the Arrow Films website. So first off here is the Mario Bava film Blood and Black Lace. This also got a US release very recently. I think it either came out this week or last week, but I picked up the UK release. Ordered this off the Arrow Films website because this is a region-free release, or it's region A and B, but still, you know, that was good enough for me. So I picked it up off their site because I was able to get a pretty good deal on it around the time when they were having that sale. And this was just an awesome movie. Out of all the Mario Bava films that I've seen, this is my favorite one. And this has to be one of my favorite giallos too. This was just such a cool movie. The colors, the lighting, the way this movie was directed. This was just one of the best looking horror movies I've ever seen in my whole life. I just would highly, highly recommend this, and I've seen a good chunk of Mario Bava films, and I think this movie really represents what a lot of people think his movies are about. So if you're looking to get into Mario Bava films, or if you've seen a couple of his movies like Black Sabbath or Black Sunday and you want to check out more of his stuff, I would highly, highly recommend this. Blood and Black Lace was just such an awesome movie. One of the coolest movies I watched out of all these ones that I picked up recently. Just a really awesome movie here. This came out in like the early 60s, just way ahead of its time, Mario Bava. Right, next up here, a few more Arrow Video Steelbooks. This is the Phantom of the Paradise release. Really cool artwork on this. This is a Region B release too, which is a shame because I would love to watch this movie. I actually don't have this on DVD, and I also don't have the Scream Factory release. So I'm going to have to hold off on this one until I pick up my region-free Blu-ray player. Alright, then last up for the Arrow Video Steelbooks is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Again, awesome artwork on that. Just an awesome movie too. Again, this is a Region B release here, but I have the MGM Midnight Movie DVD of this, so I can watch this, even though I would love to watch the like high def remaster of this. I'm sure it looks so much better than the Midnight Movie release. Just really cool stuff here. Alright, so that was it for the Arrow Video Steelbooks, but I did mention that I have a few other Steelbooks to show here, so I'll show you guys what I got here. First off here, this was a Target exclusive. This is the newer horror film, It Follows. This is also an Anchor Bay release. I try to pick up all of the Anchor Bay Steelbook releases, especially if they're horror movies. I have the Evil Dead one they put out, and the Lords of Salem one, the Rob Zombie film, but I also have the Steelbook they put out for Django Unchained, the Quentin Tarantino film. So, love Anchor Bay, love the Anchor Bay Steelbook. So, but this was a really good horror movie. I was surprised by this. Mainly, I picked this up just because it was a cool looking Steelbook for a horror movie, so I figured I would take a chance on it. It was only like 12, 13 bucks at Target. And I got home that day and checked it out, and I was really surprised at how much I liked this movie. I just thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought the story was somewhat original. I thought it was executed really well, and I thought it was directed really well too. It kind of had like a John Carpenter feel to it. The way that this movie looked and the way that it was filmed kind of reminded me of John Carpenter. And the music reminded me of John Carpenter music a little bit. It was like kind of like reminiscent to like 80s synth music that you hear in a lot of horror movies. It was just the music in this was really good. I would highly recommend checking this one out if you guys haven't seen it yet. And if you guys plan on picking it up, just go to Target and pick up the Blu-ray Steelbook, because the cover on the Blu-ray Steelbook is 100 times better than the cover used on the regular Blu-ray and DVD of this movie. Alright, so I just got a few more things to show you guys here. Next up here, these are actually both Best Buy exclusives, and I'm pretty sure these came out this week. I actually just picked these up yesterday. Real excited about these. These are the Ghostbusters Steelbook releases, Best Buy exclusives. Like I said, this is for the first Ghostbuster movie. I really like the artwork on these. I was iffy about it when I first saw the pictures of these on the computer. I'm like, oh, come on, just slap the Ghostbusters poster on the front. But when I got to Best Buy and saw these and was holding them in my hand, the artwork is really good. Like, my shitty webcam does not do them justice. The colors on these are really bright and they just look really good. I think the covers on these are really cool, actually. Just awesome stuff here. Love the Ghostbusters movies and love Steelbook, so extremely excited about these. I actually just watched this last night, the first Ghostbusters movie, and just such a classic. Used to rent that all the time when I was younger. Alright, and then here is the Ghostbusters 2 release. Again, just a really cool cover art design there. I mean, it would be cool if they just had the Ghostbusters 2 poster on the front here and the Ghostbusters poster on the front there, but what they did was pretty cool, so can't complain too much. Actually, the original posters are somewhat in the inside artwork here, but I don't want to mess around with these too much. Really cool stuff. If you guys got a Best Buy around you, I would highly recommend going and picking these up before they sell out. Alright, and then last for this video and last for the Steelbooks is I added another one of these comic book Steelbooks to my Steelbook collection. This is the Scarface release. This is a DVD and Blu-ray combo pack. I really like these Universal comic book releases because they're combo packs. So I just feel like it's a really good way to have the movie, because you get the DVD and Blu-ray. And the artwork on these are pretty good too. I have about 4 of these in my collection right now. I also have the King Kong one and the Jurassic Park one. I have the one for the movie Pitch Black. But I plan on picking up a few more of these if I can get my hands on them. Some of them are actually kind of hard to find, because I would like to get the Van Helsing one and the one for the Brandon Fraser Mummy movie, but those ones are kind of hard to find now, but still, maybe one of these days I'll come across them. So really cool stuff here. I mean, Scarface is a classic movie. It's one of my favorite 80s action movies. Just such a fun movie here. Just everything you'd want to see in a movie is in this movie. Just great stuff here. One of the all-time best 80s films ever. Really great soundtrack on this movie too. Alright guys, but that was it for the update here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I will be doing a second half of this update where I show you guys the DVDs and the VHSs that I picked up too. And they'll probably be up sometime next week. But like always, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely give it a big thumbs up or leave a comment. And I'll see you guys next time.